Hey guys, what's up? It's Hope. Today is Tuesday, September 5th, 2017, and I've had quite a bit of people commenting and messaging and asking him if I'm okay after the recent hurricane that hit the Texas Gulf Coast. Um, if you've been following my channel for a little while, you know that I live in Southeast Texas, and unfortunately, Harvey, he was a monster of a hurricane and has just left absolute devastation all across our coast of Texas. Unfortunately, our specific area was impacted with just heavy rainfall. When it initially hit Texas, it bounced back out into the Gulf, and that's when it really started wreaking havoc on our area. And then it actually headed back into Texas and hit our city. So you might have heard of Beaumont, Texas. It's been all over the news on every single station, people being rescued from the roofs of their houses and via boat and helicopter, and it's just been an absolute unbelievable experience. We got the mandatory evacuation on last Monday, so it's been a little over a week now, and it was just something that we weren't even expecting. Our house that we recently purchased back in the spring, it backs up to a bayou, but it's literally about a mile and a half down the road. It's a ways away from our neighborhood. And so we were really surprised when they called for a mandatory evacuation because we weren't sure exactly what was going to happen. They said to prepare for water in our homes, and so we did the best we could by getting everything up high and just trying to preserve what we could. It was just a chaotic and crazy experience. This was actually my third hurricane to be a part of. The other two I did not evacuate for, and it was the absolute most miserable experience. And so I knew as soon as they called for evacuation, I would be headed out of town. Andy, my husband, is in law enforcement, so he unfortunately had to stay behind. But I got out as soon as I was able to head up here to my sister's house and just kind of wait the storm out here. She lives about 4.5 hours away from where we live. And so I just got out as quickly as I could. And so I've been here ever since, watching all the news coverage and just trying to stay up to date on everything that I possibly could on our house. And thankfully we live in a time where social media is so prevalent because all of my neighbors have been able to stay in contact with each other, and they were able to confirm that every single house in our neighborhood, every house, has 7 foot of water in it. Just saying that, I'm not even sure how to even comprehend that at all. As you know, we made so many sacrifices to get into this house, and I was only able to grab literally the bare essentials. I mean, it was like, you have 2 hours, get out now. And I'm beside myself. I just don't even know what we are going to go home to. Now that it's obviously been a little while, the waters were not receding. They set in our house and set in our house and set in our house for the last few days. Thankfully, they've receded enough to where today is the first day where residents are allowed back into our neighborhood. Andy's parents live in the neighborhood that we used to live in, where we built our house and sold our house back in December to be able to fund our IVF cycle. That house flooded all the way up past its roof. You couldn't even see it. Andy's sister also lost her home. My cousin and his wife lost their home. Just so much devastation, y'all. I can't even put it into words just how many people I know personally that they've lost everything. So many people have said, it's just things. It's just things. It's just things. It's just things. But that's a hard pill to swallow, knowing that you've worked and made so many sacrifices for everything you own, and to know that it's all ruined and all destroyed. More importantly, there are things in my house that belong to people who are no longer alive. Most of you know that I was married before, and my husband passed away very suddenly. He was my high school sweetheart. My wedding dress is there. So many things that belong to him. Things I can't get back. So many things that belong to my mom, who passed away in 2016. And I know it's just so unbelievably heartbreaking because so many people are in that same boat. I just can't put it into words. The news, they've tried to show exactly what's going on down here, but I've never seen devastation like this in my entire life. When the rain, it dumped over 50 inches of water in some areas in our area, and so many people flooded and lost everything, and it's just unbelievable. But I wanted to make sure and log on and just let you know that I'm safe. Our boys are safe. Andy is safe. We are all alive. Thank the good Lord. There are quite a few people who did not fare so lucky and lost their lives due to this storm. In reference to IVF, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with that. All of our medicine to do the transfer was in our house, about $1,000 worth, and it's all gone. Our embryos are safe, thank God, because Houston got hit as well, and that's where our embryos are being stored. I was able to confirm with our embryologist that they stayed there round the clock, making sure nothing happened to those embryos. So I am forever indebted to those precious people who risked their own lives just for us to have a chance at growing our family. But I don't know what we're going to do. You can't necessarily bring a baby home to no house. They're saying that 100% of the homes in our neighborhood are a total loss. We probably will not be able to salvage anything. And so I feel like I'm living in a constant state of shock. I'm definitely still in shock. I just cannot even fathom or just wrap my mind around what has happened. It just happened so quickly, and we just had to get out as quickly as possible. So I know I said in my last video I was going to give you an update. I tried posting the video from our consult with our IVF coordinator and our doctor to try to see if I can give y'all an update on that. But honestly, at this point, I have no idea. My number one priority is just finding us a safe place to lay our heads at night. Thankfully, after 4 days, Andy was able to join me up here with the boys. He worked round the clock 24-hour shifts, and thankfully they released him to come up here, and so we've been able to spend the weekend with the boys. Thank God we're all together. But we will be heading back tomorrow, hopefully with a temporary living solution in place. If you'll just please pray for us. I'm at a loss. I don't know what we're gonna do. And so that's where we are. That's how we fared. Not so well, but we're doing the best we can with what we've been given. I know there are going to be silver linings that come out of this. There always are. We just have to focus on them and just pray that we continue to be able to just stick together and work it out. My best friend lives 2 streets over. She and her husband lost everything. Just so much devastation around everywhere. And so that's been just unbelievable. But I just wanted to make sure and let you all know that I'm safe. Have no idea what we're going to do. But we will figure it out. we have to, right? If there's anything that I know for certain, is that we'll overcome this, and we'll be stronger people because it happened. I just ask that you pray for us as we move forward, and I'll continue to keep you updated, and let you know what we plan to do moving forward. Thank you so much for checking in with me. I really appreciate it. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.